So I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder and general anxiety disorder. I would say probably um in my lower teens. I probably had it before then, honestly, but that's about when I got officially diagnosed. And I can honestly say that it was not until my early 30s, and I am currently 31, going to be 32 next, in about a month and a half now, that I did not actually get to experience true relaxation, like, pretty much in my entire life. I would say, like, maybe I had, like, a moment here and there, like, I just had a really good day or something, meds were working, I was high off of laughing gas or something. But it wasn't until, like, within the past couple of years that I was actually able to do it, like, basically almost on command-ish. And that is because the ability to relax, I believe, is a skill. And like any skill, there are so many factors involved because, we don't live in a vacuum. So, hair in my mouth. So I think that's why a lot of people struggle. So this is not your typical box breathing, think happy thoughts sort of relaxation tips video. This is more like, let's dive into the psychology of why people cannot relax. So what is the opposite of relaxation? And I'm not a professional or anything. I am an armchair psychologist. This is just speaking from experience. What is the opposite of relaxation? In my opinion, it is vigilance. Now, what's the point of vigilance? The point of vigilance is to basically assess your environment for, or I guess having a heightened state of awareness in order to assess your environment for potential threats, basically. I mean, more than threats, but we'll go with threats for now. So, the ability to relax is basically, in a sense, to sort of, it's like, one, accepting that there is less threat than you think there is, and two, kind of being able to accept the consequences of inaction. So what do I mean by that? Well, we'll do meditation for an example. Meditation is good. It took me it literally also took me several years to be able to do meditation properly. And some people say that, it's fine to do meditation and let your thoughts continue to run wild the whole time. Don't think that's exactly true. Yes, you are accepting that your thoughts do run wild, but I do think that one of the goals of meditation is to be able to stop that train. what's the difficulty in meditation, which is one of the really good forms of relaxation? Well, so one is you have to be able to properly relax, right? Well, I think one of the things that people are afraid of when they try to do meditation is that, feelings of frustration and impatience and such come up, these negative emotions. So there's this feeling of time being wasted if you're not able to properly relax. And, wasted time is a huge thing. I think wasted time is probably one of the key sort of contributors to people just feeling anxiety in general. And there's also this sense of, if I fail to be able to relax, then, that is going to have a negative impact on my mood. And I can't afford that right now, because if I have a negative impact, or if my mood is negatively impacted, then I won't be able to do the other necessary things that I have to do. So the reason why then it's so difficult is because basically you are not able to accept, in my opinion, that you are not able to accept the consequences of inaction in not doing anything, in potentially wasting time. So how does one kind of, get used to wasting time? Because, nobody likes the idea of wasted time. We have such limited time. It's always on everybody's minds. And I am here to tell you it's not a simple process. If it was, then nobody would have any trouble relaxing or meditating, and we would all be much more calmer and rational world. But it's a complicated thing, because we have that state of vigilance in so many areas of our lives. And, you do have to be able to contend with the fact that there might be negative consequences for taking time to relax. If you take time to relax instead of answering a call, your boss or superior might get really upset with you. If you take time to relax instead of, studying, for example, well, maybe the consequence of that is that you don't get as high of a grade as you anticipated on that particular exam. One of the negative consequences is that you might not be able to properly relax, and you are then in a crappy mood afterwards. These are all very real things that might happen, and that this is a really flattering angle, right up into my nose. These are all really real consequences, and negative consequences that we have to weigh against and say, is the potential that I am going to finally be able to relax worth the fact that, I might upset someone, I might, fail to meet expectations, things of that nature. And honestly, there is no good answer for whether or not you should. It's really up to you and your gut level. There will always be times that, you should be vigilant, and you should be, and maybe there are times that are better for you to be relaxed. Like for when you're driving, for example, and you're on the highway and there's like, a few other cars, it's a straight shot. You still want to retain some level of vigilance so you don't, just like fall asleep at the wheel, obviously. But you can be more relaxed because you've been in this situation so many times. It's more predictable. It's, you don't have a very high likelihood of anything unexpected happening that might endanger your life. But if there is a lot of traffic and you're in Philadelphia, Philadelphia is the land of lawlessness when it comes to the road. Just so you know, it's people just have no regard for road laws here. Then you're going to want to retain a higher state of vigilance because, people are more likely to make last-minute decisions. They're more likely to cut closer to your car. You are more likely to encounter behaviors that are not aligned with the law and therefore may be more unexpected. And, of course, as you gain experience, you also tend to get more ideas of how people drive, and you can lower your vigilance a little bit, but that's the basic premise of it. The consequence of not being vigilant in that scenario is that you might get into a crash. So, you do have to weigh your options carefully and think about, if I try to take time out to relax, am I okay with the fact that, I'm not used to relaxing, so my mind is likely going to still provide unpleasant thoughts, which is going to make relaxing difficult? Am I okay with the fact that, I am not going to be available for this period of time, and I know that my friend usually anticipates me responding right away, and I won't be able to do that. And as a result, they might get upset with me. So, it's all those things. You have to weigh your pros and cons. And, you know, in my case, I tend to prefer relaxation over vigilance. It's probably because, you know, as I said, I was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder, and it's not fun being anxious 24/7. So I slowly learned over the years, you know, when is the acceptable moments to relax and when is the unacceptable moments to relax. And I learned that through experience, and it depends situation by situation. And, you know, there are times where I was relaxed and there were consequences that I was not anticipating or okay with. And relaxing actually did prove to be a net negative in that experience. But I think overall, I'm still happy that I did it, because, I mean, like, being able to relax is, it's truly different when you can do it. For real, for the first time. It's really, really nice. And it is also, I think, great for your health. Like, if you deal with a lot of muscle tension, I deal with a lot of muscle tension in part because, I have been in, like, I don't know, 8 or 9 car accidents over the years, and I was born with scoliosis, so I would get really bad muscle tension headaches. And being able to relax has allowed me to relax the muscles in my body that have been strained and just constantly tense for years and years and years. So I definitely recommend it. But again, you know, relaxing is like everything else. It is not this one size fits all. You have to determine in your life when is the appropriate time to relax, when it's not. And you're going to have to realize that sometimes your judgment call is not going to be correct, and you will suffer negative consequences from relaxation. And, you know, at the time, it might be bad, and you might be tempted to think, you know, well, this is why I don't bother doing it in the first place, because my mood always goes to shit, for example. I do think if you keep doing it, it is an overall healthy thing, and it does kind of help you value yourself better. But yeah, I think I'm just rambling at this point. I think I've said pretty much everything that I need to say, everything that's been on my mind. So, yep, I think that's all. If you want to hear more about my thoughts on this matter, if you have any questions, feel free to leave some comments down below. And yeah, I think that's all. Take care, everyone.